And we are back here on Tobago Updates Youth Wednesdays, here live from Port Mall in Scarborough. I don't know if you would have heard that introduction from our guest on set this morning, but this is really weather for bed. But here she is making that sacrifice. She is no stranger to our screens. Let's welcome the Secretary for Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development, Mrs. Natisha Charles Pantin. Good morning to you, Mrs. Pantin.
Good morning there. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Bagatelle Bacalet.
All right. So I know when we pass on the highway, there are some signs that are laid off just after Wilson Road around there. You know what's coming up? It's Tobago Day. And there are a few events leading up to the day and a few events after. And we as Tobagonians, we should really be excited for something like this, you know, because, I mean, it's not very new per se, but at the same time, it is new because now it's being celebrated in a very big way, right? Mrs. Pantin, of course, is here to speak to us on something in specific that will be launched for the Tobago Day celebrations, right? And that is TAGS. That is the Tobago Agri-Technology Services and the Division. So to all those of you who are interested in, well, what her title says in the secretary's, the title itself, for those of you interested in agriculture, the environment, natural resources, food security, as the title said, as I said, here is the time for you to listen up, right? So, Mrs. Pantin, how are you this morning? Are you ready for this groundbreaking, inspiring, new, limited company, I should say?
Actually, I am good. I'm extremely tired, but I'm really good. In terms of good spirits, I want to say that I'm extremely proud of the person who did the graphics, both for Carnival and Tobago Day. Beautiful graphics on the highway. It's extraordinary, yeah?
Yes.
Now, the Tobago Agri-Technology Services Company, it's actually a company that was registered late last year, and it's found its way in terms of understanding its mandate. Now, this company is charged with the responsibility of introducing technology into agriculture, into forestry, in all the related fields, and of course to train our stakeholders in terms of business and understanding the Procurement Act. You know, so different types of services. And I'll tell you something. In my days when I was trained, I sound really old, right? When I say in my days, but in my younger years, when I was trained in agriculture and specialized in forestry and ecological services and public health, and we didn't have the types of technologies that you have now. And it's a similar experience for some of our staff. It's a similar experience for the stakeholders. So it is something that needs to be introduced into the space, because if you have a food import bill of $7.3 billion, right, you have to embark on food security initiatives.
Yes.
And we are facing climate change. We are facing a myriad of issues. And this is our way of introducing technology to boost food security on the island. And of course, to increase participation in food security.
Right. So I am hearing that, you know, well, you said in your younger years, it was not available to you.
Yes.
So what would have inspired the formation of this company, and how does this vision align with the vision of the division? So
the division, well, when I got into office, everything was literally run down. Okay. And I really need to repeat that, because people, they are seeing so much progress in a short space of time with very little money. And that is because of the creativity of all the staff, the creativity of management. So all of us, we would have really worked hard to ensure that we have a thriving sector going forward. So we had to create a balance. And of course, TAGS, the company doesn't have a home yet. It's housed at the division. So you can get all your information about TAGS at the division. But very soon, the research center that was abandoned, there's a research center in the back of Buku, totally abandoned, underutilized, all the boats derelict, right? So we converted that area now. It's beautiful, actually. So we'll be launching TAGS in that building. and we'll be offering services to the stakeholders, all the stakeholders, not only fisheries, fisher folk, but all the stakeholders under the Division of Food Security. So it is to actually empower persons to move away from the traditional way of farming, of fishing, right? And introduce those technologies that could protect us as an island.
Yes.
So if you're listening into the space, you'll hear of vessels being stolen, right? And one of the technologies that be used, because you could use several, there are GPS tracking systems, there are tags, there are different types of technology that you can use to track your vessel. We cannot compel people and force people to utilize the technology, but you have to understand the value of having this type of technology to protect yourself and to protect your families.
Okay.
Yeah. Fish for the farmers in particular, there's drone technology, right? To talk about mapping your farms, right? Providing data, right? That's what's important. Now, agriculture, a lot of people like to hide their process. They like to, they don't take data. And I'm not sure if it's tax evasion they're looking at, but agriculture for the most part is a tax-free industry. Right? And that's to encourage people to get into farming and fishing. But there's no reason to hide what you have.
Right.
And that I was explaining that to some farmers last night, that if you continue to hide what you're doing, then giving you the support becomes difficult. For example, one of the things we were hoping to do is to invite some of the insurance companies. And we had a chat with an insurance company, and they said the risk is too high in agriculture. Right? You don't have proper systems in place. Agriculture is not treated as a business. So if you have that high dependency on government, the high reliability on government assets and government support, and you're not treating agriculture as a science and a business, the insurance companies most likely may not insure you. Right? But if you introduce the technology where you can monitor and all of these things, and you keep proper records, then we work towards ensuring that insurance companies see this sector as one that, you know, they would be able to provide insurance, crop insurance, right? And other types of insurance. But technology is the way to go, right? It's not only about trying to compensate for losses, but when you look at the way forward in terms of shortening the harvesting time, because you know the traditional way, you may just, you know, do things how you were trained, you handed down by your grandparents, but there are simple techniques that you can introduce on your farm to shorten the harvesting time. So we would have had Marcus Maiku. He would be one of them at the Agri-Tech Summit on December 2nd and 3rd. He would be training farmers on how to do, you know, very simple things to increase productivity on your farm. And I use the example of moving pawpaw from bearing at 9 months to 5 months, 5.5 months. And that's extraordinary. And you can do the same with citrus and avocados. So we'll continue working with him to establish fruit farms. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So in terms of the technology, you would have mentioned drone footage, you would have mentioned putting tags on some of the boats. Is there anything else that we can look forward to in terms of the technology for the new company being brought out?
Oh, definitely. We have had to report in the parliament several times on the pest issue that we have on the island. And I'll give you an example. Parrots is considered a pest in Tobago.
Though very beautiful.
Though extremely, I think everything is beautiful, beautifully made by God. But when something is out of control, then it becomes a pest. Yes. So by no means am I saying the parrot is a pest, but it becomes a pest when it's out of control in numbers. And the bird whaler, it was an experiment, I think a year or two before. It was an experiment being done by persons who really creative. They would have extracted something from the vocal cord of the bird to do a several scared songs, right? That could deter parrots and cockroaches, right? So we wrote to Digital and Shell to support Dwayne Dove, and he's successful now. He's actually going to experience his first harvest at his cocoa estate, right? And we introduced the bird whaler at Le, where we are going to have the chocolate and mud, the opening launch of the Tobago Agri-Tech Summit. And that type of technology has been scaring away the birds and keeping them from the farms. So that type of technology would be introduced. And of course, the recommendation would be made to bring it under the incentives program so that farmers would have access to it, whether it's by they purchase and they have a rebate, something would be introduced so that it's available. Because I know we had pigeon peas once used to be in abundance in Tobago. So now we have the opportunity to invest in things that we may not have because we have bird pests.
Right.
Yeah. But a lot of people worried about the adaptability of the birds. But as I said, agriculture is a science and a business, and we always have to keep experimenting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you mentioned the summit, and you also mentioned mud and chocolate, the chocolate and mud festival. Now, I know that chocolate is edible, but mud is not. So what exactly, what is so unique about this event? What is chocolate and mud festival?
I just want to make a joke here, and it's a complete joke. She's saying mud is not edible, and I know people that might have eaten mud. Right? That's a true story, yeah? But but no, you're not going to eat the mud. So what inspired the chocolate and mud celebration? Now, with every summit or conference in the world, you would feature some type of homegrown festivity, some cultural aspect of the Tobago landscape or any landscape at all. So that would be featured. And the choice of chocolate and mud, because we would have invested in cocoa in such a big way, trying to rehabilitate the fields, teaching farmers how to do those specialty cuts, right? Things that they've never been introduced to before. And experimenting with the bird whaler, we would have tried to resuscitate the industry. And then we have a lot of stakeholders now working with us, the embassy, right? To bring back cocoa on the island. So this is an attraction, right? It's an attraction to the estate, the cocoa estate. It's for you to enjoy everything made from cocoa, the finest cocoa. It is Tobago cocoa. And I'm not just saying that because I love Tobago, but it is the truth, right, Trinitario? And we want to make everything out of cocoa. So when you get there, you will experience everything chocolate. The mud part of it would be just the procession into the estate. You would be able to participate in it. You don't have to, but it would be nice to experience that mud mass culture. Yeah. But it is a breakfast event where you would experience everything, cocoa, tea, anything you could think of that is made from chocolate will be there.
Chocolate itself is just everything. So
yes.
I'm interested. I don't know about you all, right? So my last question, of course, is the main question. Where can we purchase our tickets? What time does the event start, and where will it be taking place?
Well, you know, all the young people know about these e-tickets,
Yes.
Island e-tickets, right? I've never bought a ticket on Island E before, so all the young people decided that this is the way to go. But you can also purchase tickets at the division, right? And I think if you log in and you register, they should have the Island E option there, right? But the young, as I said, the young people know how to get their tickets sold, right? But yes, if you come to tags at the division, you'll be able to purchase tickets to the event. And then on the 2nd and 3rd, you have the Agri-Tech Innovation Summit. It's the first summit, and we will have more of it because technology is something that you have to keep introducing over time. So you wouldn't be able to learn and appreciate everything with just this December 2nd and 3rd event.
Right.
So we're hoping to host it every year. So if you're not on board this year, you come on board next year. And of course, technology improves every year.
Yes.
So you'll be open to experiencing technology every year. It's up to you to adapt to it, to buy into it. And of course, I keep saying that agriculture is a science and business. If we continue down the road of 100% dependency on government assets and not try to empower ourselves and get all the resources we need, then that it's not considered to be a true business. What you're doing is basically home gardening. But if you want to take it that step further, right, this is an option for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, you'll have hydroponics there, all the different things, shade house technology, everything you could think of in terms of this sector, even something for the small ruminant industry. You can experience it at this summit and all the summits to come.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mrs. Panton, for being with us here this morning. It's always a pleasure having her here on Tobago Updates. Always something new to look forward to. Always an interesting conversation. And of course, she has just brought across, I mean, the interview before the launch of tags, right? And then we have the Chocolate and Mud Festival to look forward to, where we can learn all about chocolate, all about cocoa, how the mud is going to be introduced into this whole event. We have a lot to look forward to on that weekend, our upcoming Tobago Day. So once again, Mrs. Panton, thank you so much for joining us here on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. Viewers, before I go, of course, I want to encourage you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Get ready for Tobago Stockwest Next Level 2024. Join us for an unforgettable night of talent and excitement as Tobago Stockwest, in collaboration with Tobago Updates, presents the first semi-final on Thursday, November 14th, 2024, and the second semi-final on November 28th, 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Shore Park Complex. Celebrate the incredible talent from across Tobago's communities and witness a showcase like no other. Admission is just $50. Don't miss your chance to support the stars of tomorrow. See you there.
The future of farming is here. The Tobago Agri-Tech Summit 2024 is happening December 1st to 3rd at the Shore Park Complex. With climate change reshaping our agriculture, it's time to adapt. Discover the latest in farming and fishing technology, sustainable practices, and innovative solutions. Get inspired by industry leaders, cutting-edge tools, and hands-on experiences. Tickets and more info at tags.gov.tt or follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Tobago Agri-Tech.
Black Friday starts now at Quartz. Get new and amazing deals every week with the lowest prices on the hottest electronics, top-of-the-line appliances, and stylish furniture. No need to waste your time shopping around. Plus, you can shop now and pay us in February 2025. Black Friday starts now. Don't miss out. Quartz, bringing value home.
Get ready, Tobago! Tobago Day 2024 is quickly approaching. Celebrate with us. Here's the schedule of activities. November 22nd and 23rd, Tobago Day launch and motorcade. November 16th to December 8th, Battle of the Cards. November 29th, Interdivision Triathlon 5 a.m. at Buku Integrated Facility. November 30th, THA Sports and Family Day 6 p.m. Buku Integrated Facility. Celebrate with us on December 1st at the Chocolate and Mud Juve 5 a.m. to 12 noon at Lure Coco Estate in Goldsboro. On December 4th, we give thanks with a Thanksgiving service from 9 a.m. at Lambo Church of God. 6:30 p.m. Tobago Day Awards. December 5th, Youth Plenary at 1:30 p.m. at the Assembly Legislature. December 6th, Chief Secretary's Art Competition and Prize Giving Ceremony. December 14th, Tobago Fashion First, Opulence Enhanced. 6:30 p.m. Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resorts. Tobago Day, push for progress. 44 in 24.
Is for all of the ladies who love to wear the short pants, who love to wear the tight pants. But really what we're gonna sing about is the tighter skirt, you know? Cause the girl look hot in a she tight up skirt. Cause the girl look hot in a she pretty skirt. The new thing short, so thing going to raise. Have to cool down this fire, why blaze? Playing this one for the length of the days. Not everything you see, you're going blaze. Loving up myself, you're seeing my own ways. All the creed and race. And I ask, please, when I watch the face. Cause she attempt me the roll of the waist. In a she tight up skirt. Oh, there am I. Cause the girl look
Welcome back, guys, and that, guys, was just a snippet from the Tobago Star Quest, and we have with us the three contestants, I might say, from the Warrior Movement. We have Mr. Kyle Gordon, Chris Isaac, and Trevino Marcel. Good morning and welcome, gentlemen.
Morning.
Irie. How things? A little bit wet this morning, but I know you're here to share with us what you guys have been doing and what is in store, given that you guys are in the semi-finals. And the semi-finals is on Thursday, on live here on Tobago Updates. Time to be announced. I'll get the time for you before we end. But guys, just tell us about yourself and what inspired you guys to get into this. Let me start with Kyle.
Well, about me, I started singing as a little youth man in church and them kind of vibes and
Right. It's always while
going along in school, started to gravitate more and more in the music. And then I come and meet up with them after a good while in my life when I get older.
Right.
And then we come and collaborate. Then the song what we write, what we written was in one day.
Or you wrote this song in one day?
In one day. And recorded it in the studio the other day.
Right.
And that's,
Right. So,
and that is how we come along with this song. But other than that, I singing on my own, I'm my own little music and thing to release and,
right.
These other stuff.
So I have a question for you, but let me just take Chris here. What inspired you to get into music, and especially this type of music? And how long have you been at this?
Well, basically, really, I was born into a music family. But even, for example, you might see Shadow is a relative of mine. Definitely from
Nice.
And as Kyle said too, from church, used to be in the choir.
You used to be in the choir?
But yeah.
No. Well done, fellas.
And
And
then
I come from well good backgrounds. You know, most singers in the world really started in church. Yeah, most of the known singers really started in church in truth. Yeah, my brother, Mr. Trevino, you have a football name, you know that?
Well, I used to play.
You used to play? Right. So tell us.
Well, for me, the music thing, it started in the church, obviously, as everybody will say. But from
Mama went to the same church, huh?
no, but from out of that now, I started to listen to general music, which is reggae, conscious, you know. Observe the legendary Bob Marley, Command Diary, like 90s before I born. So I kind of take that one there and I started listening to music now. You know, also man like Rashad, yeah, he had a little thing with me, and you know, Christian, these fellas kind of give me a little
inspiration.
I just music, you know, you know, differentiate or picking or choosing now. And it's like, you know,
so
sharing that message through music. You know?
Yeah, man. So the song that you guys sang, that was just viewed there. Is it reggae? What is it? Soca. Right. So you know, what inspired you guys to get into soca, and why soca? Is it because we just come off of the carnival season, or they had this for the carnival season, or?
Yeah, well, it was basically like for the carnival season, but it was, at the time.
But we just didn't execute it as yet.
Right.
But this moment of this competition make me really feel to go and let them get a little taste of it now, you know?
Nice. Yeah. So Ola wasn't nervous and think
not really.
Yeah. You speak for yourself, big.
No, I wasn't nervous. I was just normal.
Right.
I was just, why I see me standing up still, if I was there, I was just really just waiting for my part. Because how we sing it, the instrumental, we just let the instrumental sing the tight up skirt part for we.
Right.
Then we just sing the verses.
Right, good.
Right, so it wasn't really a plan out thing when we went and sing there. It was just like a last minute. So it wasn't really organized.
Right, I understand, man. I understand, but but it's really good to see that, you know, you all are kind of adding to the genre called soca, especially for Tobago. It's a really inspiring thing, and more so being a part of this event. Thursday is the semi-finals. What are you guys bringing? I know a little might want to commit a little surprise attack and thing, but you know, just kind of walk us through what the preparation will look like. What likely are we to expect from Thursday, and do you guys believe they're gonna take home the prize?
Well, on Thursday we expect, you know, execute a more vibesful,
vibrant.
Yeah, vibes to the song, how we gave them it the first time now. Right, there are difference in it now.
Nice.
This time I can see the skirts.
Right, I know plenty of people gonna like to see that. Yeah. But guys, thank you very much for being here with us. We do look forward to your rendition on Thursday, and I do wish you guys all the best. Thank you for joining Tobago Updates Television and Tobago Updates Youth Wednesday. Continue doing the good work, and all the best, guys. This was Warrior Movements. Please see them and view them on Thursday coming on Tobago Star Quest, performing their soca song, right? So again, thanks for being here, guys. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Remember to share the live.
You know, for me, I was really looking for something.
Get ready, Tobago! Tobago Day 2024 is quickly approaching. Celebrate with us. Here's the schedule of activities. November 22nd and 23rd, Tobago Day launch and motorcade. November 16th to December 8th, Battle of the Cards. November 29th, Inter-Division Triathlon 5 a.m. at Buku Integrated Facility. November 30th, THA Sports and Family Day 6 p.m. Buku Integrated Facility. Celebrate with us on December 1st at the Chocolate and Mud Juve 5 a.m. to 12 noon at Lure Cocoa Estate in Goldsboro. On December 4th, we give thanks with a Thanksgiving service from 9 a.m. at Lambeau Church of God. 6:30 p.m. Tobago Day Awards. December 5th, Youth Plenary at 1:30 p.m. at the Assembly Legislature. December 6th, Chief Secretary's Art Competition and Prize Giving Ceremony. December 14th, Tobago Fashion First, Opulence Enhanced. 6:30 p.m. Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resorts. Tobago Day, push for progress. 44 in 24.
Guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti served with chokers, bull joil and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Residents, businesses, and churches within Scarborough. The Tobago Carnival 2024
rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
Viewers, welcome back to Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. After a very large downpour at about 7:54 this morning, here we are a minute after and the sun is coming out. Now, I'm not against the sun or anything, but that sun is hot. So I was hoping, a little bit more rainfall, but it's fine. We digress and we progress during the day, right? So here we are for our last interview on Youth Wednesdays here on Tobago Updates. And I don't know if you have been paying attention to your social media, but this has been everywhere. We should be proud as Tobagonians because, of course, she is a woman of the soil. She has just received one of the highest honors you can have from the French. Okay. Yes, from the French. Now, I've given her a task this morning. I'm not good with the je ne vous, right? So wherever I speak English this morning, wherever French needs to be inputted, she'll do that for me this morning, right? So I start off by telling you a little bit of the award. So the Order of Academic Palms, which in French says...
L'Ordre Académique, le Palme Académique.
Is a national order bestowed by the French Republic on distinguished academics and teachers and for extraordinary service to universities, education, and science. This prestigious order is given to those who actively and outstandingly contribute to the French culture and education throughout the world. Emperor Napoleon the First, originally established this order in 1808 as a decoration to honor eminent members of the University of Paris. I got that right?
Oui, you got that.
It was then changed its current form as an Order of Merit in 1955 by President René Coty, making it one of the oldest civil honors bestowed by the French Republic. Since 1955, the
L'Ordre Palme Académique
has had 3 grades, each with a fixed annual number of new recipients or promotions. So here is where the Greek French comes in, right? First order is Commander or
Commandeur.
Gold palm of 60 millimeters surmounted by a laurel wreath worn on necklet. The second is Officer.
Officer.
Gold palm of 55 millimeters worn on ribbon with rosette on the left breast. And the third order, Knight.
Chevalier.
Silver palm of 50 millimeters worn on a ribbon on the left breast.
Yes.
Miss Giovanni Campbell, the youngest recipient in Trinidad and Tobago, has been awarded this award. And we say congratulations to her first before we get into this interview. She's very excited to be here and tell you all about what she has to offer and what she has offered and gotten to the point of getting this award, right? So, Miss Campbell, as you have been affectionately called by all of your students, good morning to you.
Bonjour, good morning.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Oh, I got that correct. That was the right pronunciation.
Oui, ça c'est parfait.
Bonjour. All right. Before we continue, please introduce yourself and who you are. Tell them, how you've gotten to this point.
Okay, donc, bonjour. Good morning, Tobago Updates. I am Giovanni Campbell, and I am a teacher at Bishop's High School. Having been passionate about teaching French over maybe the last 20-something years. Yes, because I'm in my 30s.
No, it doesn't match up, but okay, continue.
Thank you. I would have started at Signal Hill High School, where I was taught by Miss Craig. And I also had private classes with Mrs. Sosa, who is one of my dear mentors. And then I went on to study at the University of the West Indies, Cayfield campus, where I pursued a double major in French and education. And then I graduated as one of the most outstanding students in literature.
Congratulations.
And then I had the opportunity to go to France, where I was fully immersed in the language, and I had the opportunity to teach English at high schools and so forth. And then it continued to unfold.
All right. So that is a very big start to your journey there. Being in France and being able to speak English, I guess you would have been incorporated into the culture itself. So
fully,
right.
Fully
so you would have gotten a greater appreciation of French itself.
And the culture.
And the culture.
That's where the love for the culture came.
Right. Okay. I know the French culture is amazing, but I'll leave that to you to tell us more about that later on. Okay. So what is the Order of Palms Academic? How does one go about getting this award?
Okay. Lord Palm Academic. It's, as you rightfully shared, it's one of the oldest orders given by the government of France. Now, there are different areas. You could get this award in arts, in music, in French, the language and the culture, which I was the recipient. What is really important is that you have an... What is really important is that you have the opportunity to basically showcase exactly what you're excellent at. So what the government or the ambassador, the embassy, the Alliance Française, they would have observed my contribution to the language and the culture over the years. Following from high school all the way to university, having studied and lived in, studied French and living in France, returning home, quickly pursuing my diploma in education to become a master teacher, or at least I thought I was back then. And then having done several trainings, I'm a DELF examiner also. I would have done other trainings in St. Lucia in France and so forth. Last year, I also got a scholarship to study abroad in Cavillam, which is like one of the best universities for teaching and so forth, and the culture, the language. And I would have done a lot of Bastille Days, Bastille Day events with my friends, with my family. I would have done a lot of programs with students in July, August. I taught at Tobago Institute of the Tourism and Hospitality. I volunteered and did translation on French cruise ships. So there were a lot happening. I took students to Guadeloupe while I'm teaching French in Bishop's High School. So it's really much more than just teaching the language. It's really been like an extraordinary torchbearer for the culture and the language.
So you have shared where your journey began, and that was at Signal Hill High School, and then you said you had a few classes with Mrs. Sosa. I just want to say congratulations to her as well, bringing up this award. She would have been one of them who would have been awarded in 2001. Right? So congratulations to Mrs. Sosa. I know Tobago Updates wasn't a thing back then, but it is now, and we share congratulations to you along with Miss Campbell in this award. All right? So what sparked your interest in French? You know, besides, you know, croissants, and the perfume. I hope I'm getting those things correct. What sparks your interest in the French culture and French itself?
Well, it's a really interesting story because I started at the age of 11, as I previously mentioned. And I didn't really know anybody studying French, or I didn't really have an idea. You know, my father was a taxi man, and he, you know, came into contact with foreigners, and I heard this thing that seemed a bit foreign, and I didn't know exactly what it was. And then I had the opportunity to learn it at Signal Hill. And so I said, okay, this thing is really interesting to me, but I wasn't confident and brave enough to embrace it. So I did it at CSEC level. At the time was CXC, and then I just kind of left it. But it was really interesting because when I went to university, I never went to do French. It was presented to me as an option to do a double major. They saw this young girl coming from Tobago, really interested in doing education, but what will you do education with? And then they proposed French. And I said, I don't think that I should do it because I never had the opportunity to do it at sixth form because it was never in the radar. Right? And so then that was presented to me at university, and I had really good teachers and lecturers at the university, and they encouraged me, they motivated me. That is where I knew what the possibilities could have been if I pursued French, because it was nowhere in my family, nowhere in my friend circle, very limited in Tobago and so forth.
You know what I love? I just heard you said, well, you said that you are a teacher presently at the Bishop's High School, right? And you also mentioned that you would have had a good teaching system going toward, you know, your journey teaching French. Now you've joined this journey as a teacher, right? It's very hard when you want to pursue something that you're very much interested in and there is nobody there, or there is not enough teaching supportive, so to speak, to take you through. So I'm really happy that that was your journey, and now you have been inspired to now become a part of someone else's journey by being a teacher.
Oh yeah, and I certainly don't take it for granted. I'm very passionate about it, and I guess the students would attest to that.
No, your students love you. Believe me. What were your feelings in the moment when you got the call? Because I know we had a conversation before, prior to coming on air. What were your feelings like in the moment, and what were your feelings like walking up to get the award? Because I know a few people would have seen the video. I know you were very excited, but very, very calm.
I tried to be.
Demeanor, right? So what were your feelings like in those moments?
Well, I got the call from the embassy in Trinidad. And I was a bit taken aback So I spoke to the director or somebody working in the office at the French embassy in Trinidad, and they were saying that the ambassador would like to chat with me. Naturally, I started to panic. I'm like, what is it he, would like to talk to me about? Please tell me so that I could sharpen up what I'm about to say. Maybe I could do some research.
Right.
So he didn't want to say exactly what the ambassador wanted to speak to me about. And of course, I was worried. Eventually, we agreed on a time that the ambassador could reach me. And so he did. And then he shared the information where I was totally left speechless. Usually I'm somebody who speak a lot, but I had no words. I became very emotional. I was in awe. I'm totally shocked and really surprised at the news because it was nothing that I worked to accomplish in mind. It was just me going along my way, my journey, thinking that I'm just doing what I'm doing passionately, not expecting anybody to recognize all the efforts and whatever. So it really touched my heart. I felt as though it was really ordained by God.
I think this is proof of when you actually love what you do and you put in that effort, somebody's always watching. You're inspiring somebody. And you being surprised that you would have been called for this award, and you just being on this journey where you find French so, interesting, doing your part in society to just pass on the French culture.
Yes.
Now someone has recognized you for it. And I think that is a big achievement in itself. And I just want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Yes, you are inspiring me. I mean, I might not speak French, but I'll eat more croissants. I can tell you, I can tell you that. So were there any stumbling blocks on your journeys? What motivated you to continue on? Because a lot of people might be watching you and thinking this might have been so easy for her.
Not at all.
But I know you would have had something that would have pulled you back, but you still kept pushing.
Certainly.
So what was that stumbling block and what kept you going?
Well, there were many actually. So let's see if I could make this really short. At high school, as I said, I really wanted to be an accountant or somebody into business.
Yeah.
So then, because it was easy for me. So at sixth form, I said, yes, this is what I would do. This is who I would be. And then getting my grades at sixth form level, where I really struggled in MOB and economics. I felt like I was totally like a failure, right? Wasn't the strongest science student, never saw myself pursuing science, thought business was it, and I was not that outstanding. And so then I said, what am I really going to do? Like what can I contribute? I really loved education, and that's where I went to university. And having not studied French at sixth form level and going to university with persons who studied French at sixth form, I really felt like I was at the bottom of the barrel, right? And I don't want to get too emotional because it's a really...
It was a hard journey.
Yes, it really was hard, right? And at university, we started with approximately 25 students. And at the end, we graduated with about 5 or 7 students, with me actually topping the class in literature.
Congratulations.
And so it was really difficult. There were times I felt like I probably should focus on education some more and not on French, because all my friends are getting A's and I'm pulling in the B's and the C's. So I remember one day crying to one of my friends and I said, I really want to drop out of this French. This is not it. My paper would be filled with red marks and so forth. And she said, when it meets a certain time, you will stop crying. Nothing in life comes easy.
Correct.
I know you come from humble beginnings. I know you never had plans of studying French at university. I know that you feel as though you're disadvantaged, but you definitely need to pursue. And I'm really glad that I did.
Right.
It was
really
difficult.
glad that you did as well, because here you are receiving this award.
Yeah.
All right. And a little advice to you high schoolers or students in school still pursuing education. Even though there are red marks on your paper, if you change your mindset from seeing red marks to seeing where you can be corrected and do better, it will be a big advantage for you going forward in life. Just saying. All right. So Miss Campbell would have seen those red marks at some point, and she would have beefed up on it, and now she's being awarded for something that she loves. All right. What has been your favorite part of your journey thus far?
Seeing my family and my friends interested. Well, there are several parts. Seeing my family and friends interested after years of convincing them, hey, I'm not crazy. I love French. I really don't know much people. There's not a large community, but come on board and just kind of support the idea, right? So I had an idea of Bastille Day, which is the 14th of July, and I invited them, and we ordered French red berets, and I catered all the food and all of that, and we really had a good time, and that really motivated me to continue. Also to see my students doing exceptionally well at the CSEC and at the Cape level. I would have had students topping the region in French, notably in 2019, even up to the last year, or this year actually, where I received an award also from the Tobago House of Assembly for students doing well at Cape and CSEC. So that has been one of my really, how can I say, outstanding, enjoyable moments in the journey of studying and learning, pursuing the language and culture.
All right. Okay. It sounds very fun to learn French. You know?
Yes.
It's mind-boggling at this point.
I think you should definitely tap into learning French, and there are quite a few opportunities that I'm hoping that the Tobago House of Assembly and so forth would partner with me, and so that we could take the language a bit further than Bishop's High School.
All right. So before we go, do you want to shout out anybody that might have helped you along this journey? Anybody you would like to say thanks to?
Certainly, I would like to say thank you to the French government for recognizing Tobago, because this is just not for me, this is for Tobago, and by extension, Trinidad and Tobago. I would also like to say thanks to the ambassador, Monsieur Didier Chabert, also to Alliance Française, the French Embassy, my workplace, Bishop's High School. Thank you to my family and to my friends for always supporting. I would also like to say thank you to the Tobago House of Assembly, just even for giving me the opportunity to teach French in Tobago, especially at Bishop's High School. Thanks to God. Right? That is where I should probably really start. And of course, to Miss Sosa, who would have been in my corner supporting. She never gave up on me. Signal Hill High School, where I started at the tender age of 11. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to learn French.
All right. And thank you so much, Ms. Campbell, for being with us here on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. I know we're coming down to the end of it. And one more time, I just want to say congratulations to you on the award that you have received. Please say it in French, and then I'll say it in English. That is the
L'Ordre Palme Académique.
Right, and that is the Order of Academic Palms awarded to Miss Giovanni Campbell for her outstanding efforts in the French culture.
And
yes. Right, so we continue on Tobago updates, but here is the end of Youth Wednesdays going into Good Morning Tobago with Miss Chanel Felix. So before I do so, I've given Miss Campbell the task of telling you our favorite tagline in French. So I'm very excited to hear this. So before we go, I just want to tell you to
partager le lion. Partager le lion. Partager le lion live or live.
Right. So that is share the live, share the live, share the live. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
needed to do this. And by this, I mean recognize publicly the persons that not only participated in the 2024 edition of the Tobago Heritage Festival, but the persons who put their best feet forward, put their talent on display. This morning we are here to recognize the winners across the categories in the Tobago Heritage Festival Calypso Monarch competition, our folk fiesta, our Junior Miss Heritage competition, and to distribute checks to our community groups that participated.
Hi, I am Gavi Sandy. I participated in the Tobago Heritage Calypso Monarch and I am the winner, second time in a row. I'm very excited, not only about collecting the check, but collecting it at a faster time than last year. You know, that's something I really appreciate. They put in the effort to pay out the monies faster, and I truly appreciate that.
I am Lesbian Ellis, mother of Gavi Sandy, and I placed in the Tobago Calypso Heritage Monarch, and I placed fourth, second time in a row. While I appreciate getting the money earlier than last year, I wish I had it for my birthday, which was in September.
We are grateful for the monies because, you know, we work very hard, and I mean, when you work hard, you must get paid. But apart from that, you know, we take pride in our culture. We do not do it for the money. We do it to keep the culture alive, to spread, you know, the information, you know, the knowledge. So that's and for the fun, we enjoy what we do.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Inventor of the U-Dazzle fashion ruler, Mrs. Rona Eastman Jack, is Tobago's foremost authority.
To Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Chief Secretary Farley Augustine has urged prioritizing salary increases for public workers, such as teachers, over politicians. He emphasized that public officers who are underpaid despite their hard work should be addressed first, and elected officials should make sacrifices. Augustine also clarified that back pay for THA salary increases would apply to past office holders as well, not just current members. Meanwhile, Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce President Curtis Williams urged that the timing and magnitude of these increases are inappropriate given the national economic challenges. Additionally, staying on news of the Salary Review Commission, Deputy Chief Secretary Dr. Faith B. Israel expressed mixed feelings about the Salary Review Commission's recommendations for public officials, including members of the THA, salary increase. B. Israel noted while supporting higher pay for administrators due to their workload, she called the timing somewhat insensitive, as public sector workers face a mere 4% increase. A politician since 2017, B. Israel said her commitment to service is unchanged by salary adjustments and also highlighted the difficulty of assessing political performance, while urging sensitivity to the struggles of low-wage earners. And finally, 5 individuals, including a 13-year-old boy, appeared in Tobago court last week for various offenses. Cody Bailey, 21, was charged with robbery with violence and other related offenses. He pleaded not guilty and was denied bail. Jaheim Gregg, 19-year-old, pleaded guilty to larceny of a dwelling house and housebreaking and larceny, receiving a sentence of 3 months hard labor with further sentences pending. Dershawn James, 44, pleaded not guilty to larceny and was granted $75,000 bail with surety. Mosai Villafana, 23, faced a charge of a robbery with aggravation at a jewelry store, but was not called to plead and was denied bail. Meanwhile, a 13-year-old boy admitted to store breaking and larceny is awaiting sentencing. And that was on news in 90 seconds. Now, this morning, we have the privilege of sitting in studio and chatting about all things insurance. And in studio with me, I have Mikel Grandison, who is the president of TIFA Tobago chapter. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you, Chanel.
Right. And when people are asking what is TIFA, TIFA is the Trinidad and Tobago Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors.
Yes, correct.
And so as we start off our discussion this morning, can you tell the people watching what is the function of TIFA?
Okay, so very quickly, TIFA really represents all the insurance advisors throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Very simply, we provide professional accreditations to the members who would want to advance career. And one of the things that happens is it gives the advisor an all-round feel of being a professional, getting the accreditations, and then transferring that knowledge over back now to the clients that they would actually engage and that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. And why is TIFA's role so important in the society, especially when it comes to persons feeling confident to deal with insurance agents?
Right. Excellent question. We would actually encourage folks who are members or even new advisors who join in the industry to actually be a part of TIFA, so that we can now extend to them the accreditations that we offer, one, and also to give them the support that they need in terms of we have things like MDRTD, we have other conferences that we would host. All these things add to someone's overall perspective in terms of what the career is about, how it can help them grow, and give them that confidence that they could actually do the career and meet the central bank requirements.
Excellent. Yeah. And so when it comes to the persons who represent insurance company on a standalone basis, when we look at them having their own office and things like that, is it that they are first accredited or certified by TIFA before they have their own office and their own organization set up?
Right. So you have two things happening here, right? You have advisors who would be members of TIFA, coming through being an independent advisor means that you would have had to register at central bank. So some advisors who would come through being insurance agents would then register themselves as a business and then get a contract with their respective companies and open an agency. And again, yes, some of those agencies would be members of TIFA, and we also govern over the actual individual, not so much the company that they would have registered, but it would be the person who actually is licensed would be the member.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys happen to host a number of financial literacy events every
Correct.
year in person and online. Tell us about that.
Right. So we do for like Insurance Month, right? And so back in September, we would have had a series of free seminars, virtual seminars, that was open to the public. You register and you have access to all the learnings that the topics that would have been on available for that particular segment. So it ran every Wednesday for the month, and we spoke on topics like retirement planning and estate planning. We spoke on the importance of insurance and a couple other very important topics. It was very well attended by the public, and I know it's something that we plan to do going forward in the future, and also to bring that into the Tobago space. We would want to see, you would be seeing TIFA doing, as the chapter, you would start seeing us moving into reaching out to the communities. I'll be engaging my members to actually volunteer to do some sort of community work and getting the message out in terms of why it's important to have financial planning and how insurance could benefit you in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
And what do you think are one of the key misconceptions about persons getting insurance, whether it be life insurance, property insurance, health insurance?
Okay, so misconceptions would be, just understanding what you actually need when you actually engage an advisor. Our advisors are trained to actually assess the needs of the client. And it's important that you figure out what your need is, know how that product or service will help you in the future, and get that information from the advisor that is actually giving you the information at that very point in time.
All right, excellent. Yeah. And what are some key tips that you think persons should keep in the back of their mind, especially as the Christmas season is approaching?
Okay, so I have two things that I want to mention on that. Firstly is we know everybody like Christmas, and Christmas is a time where you're going to spend some money, you're going to spend some additional money, and then January feels like a whole year before money comes back to you. So I'm saying, one of the tips that you can actually try is if you're getting specials and deals on certain items, especially food items, buy enough to take it to the end of January. You're gonna get it at a special deal anyway. Put aside some of that, save up some money, and then you have the opportunity now to use your January pay to take care of the things that you can take care of after. So go have a good time at Christmas. Make sure you get everything that you need to get on the specials that you think you need to buy, and you can save that money up front on those things. Yeah.
Okay.
And the second tip, would be for folks who would have registered pension plans with the BIR. You have the opportunity before the 30th of December to actually either increase your plan to save on some taxes, or if you don't have a plan, you can actually take one out and save some taxes before the end of the year, so that you could get a softer landing going through while you save for your retirement. So those are my two tips.
Excellent. And as we wrap up our discussion this morning, is there anything that you want to remind persons of this morning?
Yes, I want to just let the members of the Tobago chapter know we would be having our AGM early in the new year, and I want to encourage all the advisors in Tobago to actually attend our AGM and put yourself up for, if it is that you think you want to come on to the chapter. Bring your skills, bring your talents. Let us give back. Let us build the chapter so that we can give Tobago a good a nice, good, what would I say? A nice chapter that we could actually start moving and doing stuff, right?
And contributing back to
yes,
Tobago's
and build it. Let's build it out. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we want to thank you so much, Mr. Grandison,
You're
and
welcome.
we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll see you soon right after this.
Thank you.
Black Friday starts now at Courts. Get new and amazing deals every week with the lowest prices on the hottest electronics, top-of-the-line appliances, and stylish furniture. No need to waste your time shopping around. Plus, you can shop now and pay us in February 2025. Black Friday starts now. Don't miss out. Courts, bringing value home.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49SWIFT 4979438.
Get ready, Tobago! Tobago Day 2024 is quickly approaching. Celebrate with us. Here's the schedule of activities. November 22nd and 23rd, Tobago Day launch and motorcade. November 16th to December 8th, Battle of the Cards. November 29th, Interdivision Triathlon 5 a.m. at Buku Integrated Facility. November 30th, THA Sports and Family Day 6 p.m. Buku Integrated Facility. Celebrate with us on December 1st at the Chocolate and Mud Juve 5 a.m. to 12 noon at Lure Cocoa Estate in Goldsboro. On December 4th, we give thanks with a Thanksgiving service from 9 a.m. at Lambeau Church of God. 6:30 p.m. Tobago Day Awards. December 5th, Youth Plenary at 1:30 p.m. at the Assembly Legislature. December 6th, Chief Secretary's Art Competition and Prize Giving Ceremony. December 14th, Tobago Fashion First, Opulence Enhanced. 6:30 p.m. Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resorts. Tobago Day, push for progress. 44 in 24.
The future of farming is here. The Tobago Agri-Tech Summit 2024 is happening December 1st to 3rd at the Shore Park Complex. With climate change reshaping our agriculture, it's time to adapt. Discover the latest in farming and fishing technologies, sustainable practices, and innovative solutions. Get inspired by industry leaders, cutting-edge tools, and hands-on experiences. Tickets and more info at tags.gov.tt or follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Tobago Agri-Tech.
Get ready for Tobago Stockwest Next Level 2024. Join us for an unforgettable night of talent and excitement as Tobago Stockwest, in collaboration with Tobago Updates, presents the first semi-final on Thursday, November 14th, 2024, and the second semi-final on November 28th, 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Shore Park Complex. Celebrate the incredible talent from across Tobago's communities and witness a showcase like no other. Admission is just $50. Don't miss your chance to support the stars of tomorrow. See you there.
arise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are melanated ones.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago, guys. You know, every morning leading up to the semifinals of the StarQuest, we have been interviewing and chatting with some of the semifinalists, and this morning is no different. This morning I'm right in studio, and I have the privilege of chatting with a beautiful young lady, Miss Melody Melville, and she is one of the semifinalists for StarQuest. Good morning and welcome to Tobago Updates.
Good morning.
All right. And how old are you?
I am 18 years old.
All right, excellent. And you are a part of the semifinals tomorrow night in Shore Park at 7 p.m. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm not really feeling nervous. I'm kind of excited for it. So.
All right. And what do you want to bring to the competition that you feel is different?
Well, I want to bring something that will be able to wow the judges, wow the crowd. Hopefully something that is different to a lot of the other performances.
Right. And who would you say is one of your top inspirations?
One of my top inspirations. Well, first of all, I have to say God.
Yeah.
Because the song that I am singing is a gospel song.
Right.
My mother, I would say Sir Campbell as well. Don Campbell, he's also an inspiration for this song, and my father.
Okay.
All my supporters.
And who would you say is one of your favorite gospel artists?
One of my favorite gospel artists. Probably Taryn Wells.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Actually one of my favorites.
And for you, when you got into the competition and after you saw all the other competitors, did you know that the competition was going to be this magnitude, or were you a bit surprised?
Well, I was a bit surprised to say. I didn't know it was going to have like so many contestants as well.
Okay. And have you encountered any challenges in this journey so far, and how have you been able to overcome them?
I wouldn't say I have any challenges so far, but if I do, I would just have to like run it, hope for the best. To be honest, I don't really tend to get phased that much. I may be nervous at times, but I just have to keep my confidence.
Right.
And I will talk to the people that I'm comfortable with. Like my mother, she would most likely calm me down in certain situations and in the competition environment.
Okay, and how important is it for you for persons to come out and support the talent that are being a part of this competition?
It is very important that people come out to the show to see the talent that Tobago has, and all the young people that are participating in this, trying to make a difference for Tobago. So everyone should definitely make it out tomorrow to see the competition, to support each of these contestants.
All right, excellent. So we want to thank you so much, and we want to wish you all the best in the semifinals, and we hope that you do make it to the finals. Do you feel like a winner?
I feel confident.
Oh,
yes,
right. Excellent. Well, that is sufficient.
Yes.
Guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back right after this. See you soon.
Standards Black Friday deal starts now with 35% off select televisions, 30% off select appliances, 25% off Christmas decor, 15% off select divans, 20% off select furniture, and you can shop in store and online. Standards Black Friday deal. Nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
Unwrap the magic of Christmas and have the best Christmas ever with a Christmas wishes loan from Bethel Credit Union.
Up to 20,000 can be yours, so you can take care of all those Christmas expenses. You could even pay off all your debts and your credit card.
Come on down to where we make wishes come through, because we see you
at BCU.
Visit any of our offices today at 31 Bethlehem Road, Bethel, Tobago, or Mount Mary Lower, Scarborough, Tobago.
You can contact us at 639-8226-660-7358 or 631-1336.
Normal lending criteria apply. Think, plan, save with Bethel Credit Union.
Because we see you at BCU. We see you at BCU. Come on down, get a loan or two, cause we see you this Christmas at BCU. Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix, and welcome back. Now, this morning I have a bit of a sweet tooth, and I am chatting with Miss Kelisha Douglas, who is the owner and founder of Cine Sweets. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right. So this morning we are chatting a bit about your business, Cine Sweets. Tell us about that. What type of products do you offer, and when was your business started?
Okay. Cine Sweets is a business that was started over the COVID period. I was experimenting. I had nothing to do. So my sisters and I tried various sweets. We tried donuts first, and that was a fail.
It didn't come out good.
No, it didn't come out good. And
so what was it? Was it too hard, too soft?
The donuts, it came out flat and just hard, like I said.
Wow.
So it wasn't, the donuts was a no-no. And I said, let me try the cinnamon rolls. And the cinnamon rolls was a success. It came out nice. I shared with family and friends. And this one time in particular, I shared with an associate. And she was like, Kelisha, you could sell this. I was like, girl. She's like, Kelisha, you could sell this. I said, no, how I selling this? And I mustered up the courage and went the 8th of August 2019 to be specific, and sent out a flyer, and I got orders. I was like,
wow. And I could only imagine how, nerve-wracking that was for you as well, sending out your first set of orders and wondering what the reception would be like from the public. And what was the reception that you got?
At first, it was like this. It was the feedback was good. It was good, and it encouraged me to continue and continue. At the point in time, I was a clerk at the OJT, with OJT at the Registrar General's office, so I would only do it on Saturdays, and I had a lot of orders on the Saturdays. I used to just sell the mini cines.
Okay.
And I moved on to the medium-sized one, but I only do minis and the medium-sized one for now. Then after my contract ended in with OJT, I did it from Tuesdays to Saturdays with doing deliveries and driving around to various offices and selling these things.
Right, and so it has been a lucrative business for you so far.
Yes.
Right. And have you thought about, going to BDU, the Business Development Unit at the Tobago House of Assembly, submitting a business proposal there for funding and being able to expand your business?
I tried BDU once, and at the time they told me they had a backup of applications,
right.
So it wouldn't be anytime soon. And after that, I never tried back. But with Netco, I also tried with Netco. Well, I'm in the process of trying with Netco. And I have other documents to drop off there. So I see how that works as well.
Excellent. And even as you are applying for these funding grants and training programs to expand yourself and your business, does the future of Cine Sweets look like for you? What would you say the future would look like?
Cine Sweets' future looking very bright, I would say, because I have a spot already for like my bakery, but like I say, funding going. So yes, I intend to do it full time. My main focus would be my cinnamon rolls. I have other things that I do as well, but main focus is the cinnamon rolls.
Excellent. And well, let's get to the fun part of this interview, because we've seen all the beautiful photos online. We've seen the product. So now, you got to bring it here. Let me try it. Let me taste it. Let me give my honest review. Now, first of all, we want to say congratulations to you on launching a successful small business. They say a lot of small businesses do not go past 1 year. And so the fact that you have passed that landmark and you're continuing to grow gradually, we want to say congratulations to you. It's an inspiration to other young persons, right?
Thank you.
So yeah, let's try the product.
So I have cookies and cream, caramel and chocolate. Which one would you prefer?
Let's do the cookie and cream.
Okay.
All right. So, Cine Sweets, if persons want to contact you, where can they contact you? How can they get on to your business? Are you also catering to big events and things like that?
Large events for now, nothing that is me alone.
Right.
But I do catering for small events.
Okay, right? Like birthday parties, Christmas parties,
yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to the fun part, right? Let's try the merchandise.
Yes, let's see.
All right. All right. We see you're giving Cinnabon some serious competition here, right? So we have our own personal cinnamon roll brand here in Tobago that I would say it's pretty good. It's quite exceptional. And at this size, I'm guessing it's pretty affordable. How much is one of this?
Well, these I sell it in 5 sets of 5 for $45. Right? So
excellent.
As the mini cines.
Okay, and would you see yourself like offering them singly at the grocery where a person can maybe just pass by and pick one up as they go?
Yes, that's in the plan for the future as well.
Excellent.
Near future too.
Excellent. Well, again, as a young person in business, we just want to say congratulations to you and thank you for having the courage to come on here this morning on Tobago Updates and putting yourself out there and putting your business out there. We know it's not easy. So again, congratulations to you and we wish you nothing but the best, Tobago. Support the youths. Support their business. Her business's page is Cine Sweets on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok.
Yeah, no, I have no TikTok account, but you can contact me on WhatsApp 273-3748. The DMs only on Instagram, not Facebook, because Facebook does kind of delay sometimes.
Excellent. Well, I know for sure you're going to have a huge backlog of orders now that we are here on Tobago Updates. And this morning, I'm going to finish this cinnamon, and my colleagues here in studio are also going to have the opportunity to enjoy it with me as well. Is there anything you want to say before you leave this morning?
Yes, I want to say or give all praises to God for this opportunity, for meeting so far, for giving me the skill, for blessing my hands. And I also want to say I have a mini launch on Saturday, the 30th of November. There will be samples given away. It's a sample and buy sale that I'm having at the Garden Side Car Park from 11 a.m. And providing that you all come early, you all can sample and enjoy cinnamon bun, so you have a chance to taste it this Saturday at the Garden Side Car Park.
All right, excellent. You heard it there. So Saturday at the Garden Side Car Park. What time?
11 a.m.
11 a.m. If you are in Scarborough or in the vicinity, you can come by and do like me and taste the product and review it for yourself, all right? So guys, we want to thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break right here, and we're going to be back right after this. See you soon.
Have you heard about Cine Sweets? Hi guys, I am Kelisha Douglas, owner and founder of Cine Sweets. If you haven't heard about Cine Sweets, this is your first time to sample and purchase Cine Sweets at the Garden Side Car Park this Saturday, 30th of November from 11 a.m. till all stocks are finished. You can contact us via WhatsApp 273-3748 or DM us on Instagram at Cine Sweets. Follow us on Facebook at Cine Sweets also. Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you this Saturday at the Garden Side Car Park from 11 a.m. sharp. Thank you.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix, and this morning we've been having a number of interesting conversations, but we continue right now as we talk about the Tobago Day celebrations that are happening. And one of the events on that calendar of events is the Assembly Legislature Youth Debate. And this morning we are chatting a bit about that with Miss Sophia Cooper, who is a special programs coordinator at the Assembly Legislature. Good morning, Miss Cooper, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Right. And so this is the what installment of the youth debate?
This youth debate has been going on for a very long time, but in terms of a consistent year-on-year hosting of the debates, it would have started 2013 and every year since then to recognize Tobago Day. The actual Tobago Day is on the 4th of December. So you're right in saying there's a calendar of events, and this is one of those occasions on the calendar where we could really dig in deep to see what Tobago has to offer.
Right. And so this youth debate is taking place on Thursday, December the 5th, and it starts at 1:30 p.m. And can persons come into the gallery and also view this debate?
Definitely so. So there is a public gallery in the chamber. So for those of you who've never been to the Assembly Legislature, it's uptown Jerningham Street. You know when you're at James Park and you look up and there's a brick building right next to where Treasury used to be? That is the Assembly Legislature building. And there's a public gallery. So whenever there are sittings, members of the public, you don't need an invitation. You could come in, you sit and you view all sittings live. And what we want to do is to encourage a sort of understanding of how parliamentary procedures work. So that's why it's 1:30 and on a Thursday, because we want to ensure that young people have a sense of what plenary sittings are like. So for us at the Assembly Legislature, plenary sittings are usually on the 4th Thursday every month, except during the July-August recess. And while the time can change, it's usually at 1:30. So can I just, one moment, just indicate something really quickly?
Yeah.
Our regular plenary sitting for this month is actually Thursday, and it starts at 10 a.m. So we do have occasions when we have to start earlier, and that is usually an indication that it's going to be a longer sitting. So that's something that people could tune into on our social media pages or come in and view live. Same thing next week for the youth debate. You could come in, view it live or online.
Excellent. And so the theme for this year's youth debate is engage and educate at all levels. Tell us a little bit about that.
Engage and educate at all levels is a statement we use to recognize the importance of all our education and outreach programs. And so there is an umbrella collection, I suppose, in terms of a logo to capture what that looks like. So whenever we have International Women's Day debate, primary school debates, we have senior citizens, night of mystery, everything that has to do with the public engaging, educating, explaining Tobago's legislative history. That's when we use the term engage and educate at all levels. So in this instance, we're dealing specifically with high school students. And it's not to say that people below or above that age group cannot be part of the process. We want as many people as possible to cast a keen eye on what they're discussing this year, which is housing in Tobago. So for those of us who might be thinking of getting a house, building a house, seeking support from the THA in terms of planning a space for your family, those are some of the things that we expect will come up in this debate. It's about settlement, it's about housing, it's about low-cost solutions, but it's also about the challenges that prevent us from actually getting there. So we're hoping that these young people will offer some solutions that maybe we haven't thought about as yet.
All right, excellent. Well, that sounds great, and I will definitely be sure that I am tuned in to see the talent that our young persons have. Now, what are some other events that the Assembly Legislature hosts that the public can become engaged in or simply support?
Right. So we have a Facebook page, Instagram, that people can check throughout the year, and that's Assembly Legislature. But for Tobago, we have different divisions in addition to the Assembly Legislature coming together to do all these activities. So for those who are into All Fours, you know that the first round went ahead and well supported. We have the triathlon that's going to happen on Friday, Sports and Family Day on Saturday, and next week we have a host of other events from Monday all the way through to the end of that week. So the idea here is, again, to engage people, but we also want them to remember that the significance of Tobago Day was actually when the Assembly was reconstituted. So that's 1980, and that's why it's December 4th. And that's why Tobago Day is important. So while we're having fun, it's just to remember that this is about participatory democracy, civic mindedness, and really paying attention to what representation looks like on the island.
Right. And how does the Tobago autonomy situation and the bill that is about to go into the parliament, how does that fall into what the youths are going to be discussing?
Excellent question.
In this debate that's happening
Excellent
next
question.
Thursday?
I think the first step for young people is to actually understand what we have now. And to do that, you have to have a hands-on understanding of the processes. So there is a Tobago House of Assembly Act. The current one is Act 40. If you go back to 1980, which is the date that Tobago Day celebration focuses on, the Tobago Day celebration is, if you check it, that 1980 period is actually Act 37. So the THA looked a bit different then. So there have been changes. But how many people can actually track what has happened and where we need to go? So, there's a saying, if you don't know where you come from, anywhere will take you to where you think you need to go. So we have to know our history before we could determine where exactly we want these new bills to go. And for young people, that might kind of fly over your heads, but with something like a youth debate where you're put through the paces of parliamentary procedures, then you understand what an act is supposed to allow you to do. So for me, it's to encourage young people to get involved, but get involved to the extent that you actually know what's happening now, and then give a sense of what you would like to see when these bills come before Parliament.
Excellent. And even as we round up this morning's discussion, is there anything that you want to tell the public as it relates to this youth debate that's happening next Thursday?
Right. So Tobago, in terms of the assembly, would be 44 and 24. And that's something that people should remember when you attend any of the Tobago Day celebrations. We know that you're going to have fun. We know that people are going to come together and it's about sharing and loving and just expressing yourself. But 44 and 24 is something that we want people to remember, because Tobago Day is about Tobago and about people being part of this democratic process that we have on the island. So the youth debate next Thursday, that's the 5th of December, 1:30 p.m. in the Chamber, Uptown Jerningham Street.
All right, excellent. You heard it here, guys, and that's the flyer that's there on the screen, and you can get all the information that you want. But most importantly, you can follow the Tobago legislature on their social media pages to get more insight. And there is a number that you can contact there if you just want to take a visit to the Assembly legislature or get more information. Okay, so we want to thank you so much, Ms. Cooper, and we're going to take a quick break right here. We're going to be back with much more this morning. See you soon.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Are you thinking about spending Christmas in Tobago? Well, call us at Thorns Place. We are located at the hills of Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port, with rooms starting at 200 TT. Call us now at 745-7306 or 682-8676. Follow us on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. Message us on WhatsApp at Thorns Place. Your Christmas in Tobago will be even more special.
knew my soul. He gave me grace and watched my light unfold. Trying hard to stand out, affected by what people say. I know my God is real, He fights for me every day. So I pick myself up on the way, pick myself up, don't delay. Stop thinking about too much time, searching for what wasn't mine. So I pick myself up, I will rise. Pick myself up, I will shine. No matter what they say, words can't get in my way.
All right, good morning, and welcome back now. As you have seen on the screen there, we are chatting with one of the semi-finalists for the Tobago Star Quest, Mrs. Janelle Winchester. Good morning, and welcome to Tobago Updates.
Good morning. How are you doing, my sis?
I am doing excellent. Now, first of all, how do you feel looking at that audition video?
Well, sometimes I'm my worst critic, so I always see something I could have done a little better, although the performance itself was one of the best auditions I have ever done in my entire life. So looking back is really telling me, okay, Janelle, you need to follow your talents and your gifts and allow yourself to feel the moment, to stay in the moment, and just be in the moment and perform your piece.
Right. And do you feel like a winner? How are you feeling leading up to the semifinals tomorrow night at Shore Park Cultural Complex?
Oh my gosh, I feel like a winner. I always try to instill positivity into my life. That's a daily thing that I do. And I feel like, you know what? I deserve to have a platform where I can express myself. And Tobago Star Quest is one such platform. And it's so funny because I had like multiple persons messaging me, calling me, why don't you try out for this? Because I was a bit apprehensive at first. And then a friend of mine called. That was the last call. And I said, okay, too many persons are on my radar and asking me the same question. So I decided to.
And why do you think that is important for, even in the Tobago space, to have events like this or platforms of this magnitude?
Oh my gosh, platforms are so important. I think art and culture is so important to the human aspect of any society, of every country, of every village, province. I think that you have to also make way for the people who are coming after you. You have to make way for things like artistic development. You have to make way for things like workshops, boot camps, you know, these kinds of things that allow creatives in the space to have that platform where they can shine, where they can improve on their skills and talents.
And were you expecting the level of talent that you've seen come forward during this competition? When you entered?
Yeah, I was. Mainly because this is Tobago and we are immensely talented people.
Right.
So it did not surprise me one bit. The variety was very refreshing because I thought that we would have had like mostly vocalists or singers. But then I saw one magician, I saw dancers, you know, and it was really refreshing to see that level of talents coming forth.
Right. And why do you think it's important for persons to come out to the Shore Park Cultural Complex tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. to be a part of the support of these artists as they go forward in the semifinals?
I just think it's something that is history in the making. Tobago Star Quest this is the first year, so it's basically an infant. It's in the infancy stages. And so support is so important. The mere idea that we took persons out of each and every community. We actually went to each and every community in Tobago. And so we were able to get into those spaces that we don't usually see, those people that we don't usually hear, that talent that we don't usually discover. And so the mere idea that we went into the communities, that speaks volumes, because it's saying, hello, we are here. We want to see you. We want to hear you. We want you to have a space where you can shine. And that's basically how I see the importance of coming to the show.
Excellent. And even as we wrap up this morning's discussion, we want to wish you all the best in the semifinals tomorrow.
You so much.
And we hope to see you in the finals. But outside of the $100,000 cash prize for the first place, what do you hope to achieve from participating in this competition?
Actually, coming into this, I wanted to achieve so much more than just winning a prize. I have been in the company of persons who are just like me and wanting continuity, wanting longevity, wanting training, vocal training, performance training, stage management, all these things that pertain to the performing sector and creative arts. And if I could be a part of bringing new people on board, I would very much like to do that. I would like to have a space where people can come and record, where people can come and practice their instruments, where people can come and, write their songs, put their songs on tracks, things like that, because I love being not just in the forefront. I also like doing things from the back. I like looking on and seeing others excel. So
all right,
that's how I feel.
Excellent to hear. Again, I want to thank you so much, and genuinely sending positive energy, good vibes, all the good things, and I hope that this competition brings for you meaningful connections.
I hope so too.
Meaningful connections that help you to expand what you have started beyond the competition. And I hope that people reach out and you connect with your tribe.
Yeah,
through this platform.
I believe that would happen. I'm open to receiving. So positivity is the order of the day for me. It's all the way. It's positivity or nothing at all. And that is what I go by. So,
all right. Well, thank you so much for being here this morning. And again, congratulations on reaching this far, and all the best tomorrow.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, guys, remember that tomorrow evening at 7 p.m., it's literally only $50. It's only $50 of your investment to support arts, culture, and performance here on the island of Tobago. Now, your presence there, your clapping, your cheering would go such a long way for these performers. You do not even know that when you put out that energy, it gives them the type of energy that they need to give their best performance. They need the support. They need the encouragement. They just coming in and seeing that the venue is full is enough to give them that extra push that they need. All right. So whether you know these performers or not, just in support of Tobago and Tobago's development in all sectors, you should definitely be there. All right. And so we hope that you take the opportunity tomorrow evening. It's a event that is appropriate for the entire family. So make it a date and do not be late, and be present at the Shore Park Cultural Complex tomorrow. Again, guys, we want to say thank you so much for sticking with us this morning. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and thank you.
Get ready for Tobago's Talkwest Next Level 2024. Join us for an unforgettable night of talent and excitement as Tobago's Talkwest, in collaboration with Tobago Updates, presents the first semi-final on Thursday, November 14th, 2024, and the second semi-final on November 28th, 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Shore Park Complex. Celebrate the incredible talent from across Tobago's communities and witness a showcase like no other. Admission is just $50. Don't miss your chance to support the stars of tomorrow. See you there.